What's good, YouTube? Live on YouTube. Bro, these holidays, I can already tell, man, this is gonna be so boring. We live on YouTube right now. Pull up. We're just chatting. I don't know how long this stream's gonna be, but we are live. So pull up and let's chat. Let's react, let's chat, let's game, whatever, man. Let's just do, Yeah. I'm gonna stream on Instagram as well right now. Should I? I don't know. Bro, the lighting. I do know the lighting is not well. Yesterday I had to put like a blanket over my window. I'm just not feeling like doing that today. But I mean, I don't think lighting is that bad. Maybe if I try and close this up a bit. Yeah, that's way better. Hold on. That's better. That's way better. Like this is bad because my skin tone matches the wall kind of a bit. Don't know why. But like this is better, yeah. With my hood up. Okay. So yeah, guys, I don't know what we're gonna do. Kind of want to react. So let's go to YouTube. Let's check what we can do. I wonder, can I? Maybe not. Hold on. Where's my tripod? Do I still have it? Of course I still have it. What the question is that? Where is it though? Bro, I can't remember the last time I used my tripod because it's broken. Still have Pokemon cards here. Yo, where's the tripod? I'm gonna have to make a tripod, bro. Cause I want to get an angle like from here as well. Like over here. So let's see what we can do. Let's see. This could work. If this thing falls, though, my phone falls. Sketchy. So what do I do here? This is gonna be the strangest setup, bro. Strangest setup. But we can make it work. I do think we can make it work. Literally, bro. Yo, hold on. Nah. Turn it around. Ooh, hold on. Bro, I hope this angle is good. Let's check. Why can't I go live? Wait, why is the option not here? Wait, why does my Instagram not have the option to go live? Bro, this is so strange. My Instagram does not have the option to go live. Do you need like a certain amount of like followers to go live? Because I remember, maybe on my old account. Can we go live here? No. So why? We're live on YouTube right now. Bro. So weird. It's not like my account is private, is it? Oh, there's no way my account is private. Yeah, my account is public. So why can I not go live? Man, that sucks. That sucks. Okay. Twitch. I got Twitch on my phone. This camera though, like this is not gonna work. Okay, guys, this is my first time going live on Twitch, so I don't know. Still, I'm figuring it out right now. Longboard just fell. Yeah, I don't think this shit thing is gonna work. It was worth a shot, but I don't think it was gonna work. But it is nice to have a chair in my room. Yes, this is what I sit on because so I can be elevated higher. Ooh, my phone is on 44% though, so I don't think I don't want to stream there. But let's try it out. Why not? Might not be for too long, but let's try it out, man. So we offline. Wait, so how does this work though? Okay, so what do we do? Okay. So now what? How do I stream? I'm figuring this out, bro. There we go. We figured it out. Wait. Yeah, you guys can see it. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. This is so weird. And we're live on Twitch. Don't know how long my phone's gonna last. I don't know. The Twitch is not really gonna work because I wanna react, and we're gonna have to see the screen for that. So that's gonna be weird. Let's do that. I don't know how that. Yeah, that works. That works. That works. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we can react to. Let's see. Mm. Bro, I don't know what we can react to. Like, my For You page is so boring at the moment. What did I just do? Mm. Okay, let's react to this. Was regular show that good? Was regular show that good? Well, in my opinion, I didn't really like regular show when I was younger. Bro, why are you lagging? Why are you lagging? I didn't really like regular show when I was younger, but as I grew older, I like started like liking it a bit more. Cause it's just, I like the characters. I like how relatable they are. Like everyone has something that you can relate to. And I like that. I like that, bro. This camera angle is not gonna work. Nah, you know what? Leave the Twitch, bro. Leave the Twitch. We'll stream on Twitch another time. Cause it's just not working, bro. But first time streaming on Twitch was cool, I guess. I should get Twitch on the laptop though. That would be dope. Okay. Now let's focus completely on this stream. What is happening on my phone? Lagging. Okay. Was regular show that good? My opinion, I liked regular show.
How much longer? This is so boring.
It's only 2
How much longer? This is so boring.
It's only 2 more hours, dude.
Two more hours.
Only-
more hours.
This is that episode. I know what they're referencing to right now. This is that, like, in the beginning, like regular show started with like these two like things, right? Like two like clips, and that's like how regular show started. Isn't this thing called 2 in the AM PM, something like that? PM AM? I don't know, but I remember this. I remember this.
2 more hours. Fuck.
In 2006, a Callard student named James Garland Quintel, or J.G. Quintel, created this student film. It follows 2 gas station clerks who are the most simple archetype in history. The dumb and loose one, and the smart, uptight one. And it follows them accidentally eating candy with acid in it and beginning to hallucinate. The stoner turning into a blue jay, and the smart guy turning into a gumball machine. And as well, many other comical,
wait, hold on,
sometimes terrifying.
Who was your favorite regular show character? For me, I like the saxophone guy. Like, he would just pull up at the weirdest times and just be like, was that the one that he was playing? I don't know, but he was playing like a song. Like, I liked him. But the most relatable, bro, Mordecai.
Hallucinations. Little did anyone at the time know, these characters and a toned down version of the student film's sense of humor were going to go on to become major parts in one of, if not the most popular shows in the 2010s.
Yeah, we don't have cakes.
Regular show. New series premieres Monday, September 6th at 8:15, only on Cartoon Network.
Airing September 6th, 2010. Regular show as a just stated, was quite possibly one of the most popular and well-known cartoons of the 2010s.
Nah, you know what?
Entertaining.
Nah, bro. No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I can't, bro. Why does your character have to look like this? Nah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. We're not reacting to that, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, but we're not reacting to that. Like, no. Why? No. Sorry. We're not gonna be reacting to that one because, yeah, no. Okay, how about this? Rare slang. Yes, I think we can work with that.
You want me? Come and get me!
Slang, idioms, jargon.
Yeah.
The words we choose to hurl at each other's faces are just as much of a cultural fingerprint as the clothes we wear or the games we play. This one's my favorite.
Apparently something is wrong with my Wi-Fi.
We've all had that one friend who orders at Mexican restaurants like, yes, I'll have the enchilada y burrito con pollo, por favor. So you call them a Kirby-sucking Club Penguin iPad kid. Or something along those lines. But what if you're growing tired of the same old curses, slurs, and TikTok brain rot and crave a more refined lexicon to voraciously vivify vexatiously vulgar tongues? Well, worry not, my chitty-faced chuckaboos, for in today's Circumendibus, I'm going to fill that knowledge box with enough slang.
Chuckaboo. Should I use that? Wait. Yo, hold on. This is actually like so low quality right now. Come on, man. Let's try and get better. There we go. Circumbendibus. Roundabout way or story. Knowledge box. The head. I'ma use that. I'ma use this last one. Knowledge box. On the top of my knowledge box, I don't know. Yo. Let me write that down. I'ma use that, bro. Knowledge box. Bro, that's gonna be in my next English speech, bro. Knowledge box. Box. The head. That's crazy, bro. Shitty face. That does not sound like a word that I should be using. So, unfortunately, not that one. Chuckaboo. Nickname given to a close friend. What's good, my chuckaboos? Imagine this guy's trolling me and this is not what it means and it means something way worse. Definitely have to go check it out first, like the actual meaning of these words. I might start using some of these
slurs and silly syllables to spifflicate and higgledy-piggledy clapperclaw some bottle-headed addlepates.
Yo, wait, what?
The spifflicate and higgledy...
Spifflicate. To confound, silence, or dumbfound. Spifflicate. Bro, some of these words are crazy. Kate. Higgly piggly. I will higgly explain this. Higgly. Ooh, bro, that's weird words.
Piggledy clapperclaw some bottle-headed addlepates.
Scold or abuse. Clap. What? Clapper claw. Bottle headed. Void of wit. What? Adult pet. Bro, some of these words are crazy.
Fates.
Wait. What did he say? What did he say? Be cautious of what? Be cautious of using the words you learned today. See what I mean?
Now, if you're anything like me,
See what
you're a
I
big fan of
mean?
exploiting the words you use on public platforms to manipulate the masses. But as much as I love to gaslight, no one excels in weaponizing the silver tongue more than politicians. Do you ever find yourself listening to an elected official and get confused by the words they use? Bees! The bees! I wonder what he means by that. Well, luckily for you, understanding the bias and reliability in the words used by important people has never been easier than with Ground News. Ground News is a website and app designed to give you an easier way to read the news. Down to the all with violent from the from Republic from the over
Higgly piggly, bro. What?
left or right. For example, right-leaning viewers would have missed this totally sick story on how octopuses and fish hunt together on joint expeditions. With how much media literacy is dying in our TikTok world, I find Ground News to be an excellent source in shedding light on the latest and greatest developments. Best of all, we're offering all our viewers 40% off their Vanish subscription, which is what I use to get unlimited access to all their amazing features. To get 40% off your subscription, go to ground.news/bluejay or scan the QR code to subscribe today. Thank you, Ground News, for sponsoring the video. In today's digital age, language flows more readily throughout the cultures of the world than ever before, and while that should mean we've achieved incredible levels of information availability, education, and human connection, what it really means is that there's just that many more people you need to shit talk in in-game lobbies. With the comfort of anonymity granted to us by our favorite little TikTok bricks, comment sections and threads across the internet have evolved into a constant battle of wits. And while many think they could just steal quotes from obscure indie films like The Princess Bride or V for Vendetta and call it a day, a true master of the silver tongue must engage in more rigorous and refined study to fully weaponize a keen intellect. I'm talking, of course, about Fight Club. But in all seriousness, to really level up your yapping abilities, we're going to whip out the history books to study the wise words of our ancestors. The non-racist ones, at least. And to help stencil your name onto the list of eccentric conversationalists and or an FBI watch list, I've taken it upon myself to analyze the mountain of obsolete slang and idioms to condense it down to some that I think truly shine. So, naturally, 95% of it comes from poor 18th century British people. And speaking of, what better way to learn the words of yesteryear than a little bit of immersion therapy? Let's say you're walking down the streets of downtown Atlanta after a long night of drinking when you hear rustling coming from the alley beside you. You let out a sigh as you get ready to hand over your decoy phone and wallet because it's Atlanta when you see a magical gnome waddle out of the shadows and introduce himself as Dasher in an adorable French accent. Brimming with glee, you bend over to hear his words of wisdom when, you forgot one crucial detail. You're still in Atlanta, and the gnome probably flips out a switchblade and stabs you in the liver, casting a spell that sends you back in time to 18th century England, but only after magically draining your 401k. After coming to, you find yourself lying in the dirt of a London dockyard, bleeding profusely from the gut. But hey, you're in Georgian London now. Having an open wound is pretty much par for the course here. Luckily for you, you catch the eye of a sweet-looking older lady who rushes up and asks you what happened. Now, given the crazy fiasco you just went through, you might say, after a bender, this Frenchified Dasher took a flourish with their magical gnome tool and tried to ice me after casting up my accounts. You then watch as her amiable face turns to one of terror as she gasps and responds, "In arborvitae." Now, you're not quite sure what she means, but noting that horrified look on her face and the magical sounding words she used, you assume she's heard tales of these fantasy gnome scenarios before, and respond with, "That's right." The old lady's eyes then widen even more before she quickly scurries off, leading you to believe that she's finding you some help. Now that you're waiting here wondering just how many pints of blood the human body has, and whether or not you actually saw a gnome or just Danny DeVito, it's the perfect time to let you know that the lingo of the past doesn't perfectly align with the definitions of today. So even though you thought you were able to convey the
After a bender, this French-fied Dasher took a flourish with their magical gnome tool and tried to ice me after casting up my accounts.
the mythical quackery you just experienced, what you actually said was you paid a sixpence to a flashy hooker with venereal disease for a quickie who turned out to have magical male genitalia and attempted to fart on you after you vomited.
What? bender, Frenchified, what in the world? Dasher, flashy prostitute, yo. Took a flourish to have a quickie, damn. Ice. Wait, ice meant fart? Casting up my account means to throw up? Wait, what? That was crazy, bro. Back then it was weird. And I thought today's
To
slang.
which, in shock, the lady asked to clarify, a penis? To which you said, that's right. So you shouldn't be too surprised when you see the old lady return with a group of big, strong,
What?
angry men with sticks. This situation is what we'd refer to as an uh-oh spaghettios, or as these people would say, a cocafuego, or as your
Ooh.
mom would say, a Tuesday night. Sobbing more tears than Kanye's PR manager, you skedaddle skedoodle before you're made a fool when you lock eyes
That's
onto a
beautiful.
tavern and figure, hey, if you're gonna be wounded, might as well self-medicate. But before you can partake in the most classic of British pastimes, you bump into a large mustachioed man. Top of the morning, son. Now, I see what you're off to, but before you go looking for hot seas getting a hickey, how about you reach for me bag o' mystery? What's in there? Oh, I think you know, son. Come now, grab me sausage before you get clammed. Whoa, calm down there, Eddie. This adorable little Eggman doppelganger isn't soliciting a handy on the threat of death. Clammed is actually slang for starved in these parts. He just doesn't want you to go hungry. But heart's ease and getting a hickey? Merely gin and getting tipsy, Eddie. And you better get used to the alcohol slang, as being a Brit in the 1700s, free time activities were pretty much limited to either go drink or go die, with true gamers shooting for a combination of the two. So what this gentleman really said was, before you go get tipsy off some gin, how about you buy a sausage? As a bag o' mystery was a rather whimsical way of pointing out how not even God knows what's stuffed into these intestine-lined sacks of flesh. Popularized in the 1850s, which I know we're currently in the 1700s, but this is my video, so you can all go eat a bag of arborvitaes. This is exactly the kind of phrase I'd like to see make a comeback today, regardless of any potential problems it might pose. Just tap that card here and your signature. Fortuitous! 2 bags of mystery, my good sirs. Ah, what the? Is this a fucking hypodermic needle? A wizard I may be, but power have I not over the workings of conjuration sausagery. You know, I ought to sue you. Ooh. A mage always prepares runic protections from the mortal arts. What, a waiver? You son of a... Come on, Colin, let's get out of here. Colin? Escaping from that vaguely threatening encounter, or as they say here, an average British interaction, you finally waltz your way into the tavern with your stomach thoroughly satisfied with meats of unknown origin and also still bleeding. But as you're walking through the door, a hand snaps shut on your arm. Brimming with fear, you turn towards who you assume to be the gang of angry men having finally caught up with you, but are relieved to see it's just a mere homeless man with a wild look in his eyes. Just a little crank, good sir. If I get candy, I promise I won't shoot the cat. Ah, good old crank. Finally some street slang even a white boy like you can recognize. Well, obviously you don't want this crazy meth head to kill a cat, and it's about time you got a side quest in this British fantasy land. Okay, just take it easy. Where can I get some meth around here? Uh-oh, he's looking pretty confused. Great, what did he actually say? I'm glad you asked. The term crank is a fascinating example of a word that has independently derived multiple slang definitions over the course of history, similar to how a minor fling is not only slang for a short-term casual relationship, but can also refer to Dr. Disrespect. While you and I today know crank as those funny little rocks we're pretty sure Aaron Rodgers smoked, in this time it was slang for gin and water. So what he actually said was, just a little gin and water, good sir. If I get drunk, I promise I won't throw up. This guy's not a homeless tweaker, Eddie. He's just British. All right, I'll get you some gin. I'll give you some spanks. What? He'll give you some money. God damn it. As you're finally able to breach the entrance of the pub, you're met with quite the exquisite sight. This place is different from the modern-day American bars that you're accustomed to, where you sit down at a sticky table next to that alcoholic that keeps saying, haha, must be a hole at the bottom of my glass, before grabbing his keys and scouring the menu for a drink that doesn't taste like straight piss, but isn't too tasty that your immature friend from high school calls you gay, all while seeing how many alcoholics you can convince or find the drive home for a taste of power and listening to the bar's playlist of Journey and or the Black Keys and literally nothing else. Hey, when enough of them are on the road, that's not a hazard, that's just skill-based matchmaking. Anyway, the British taverns of old were more than just a place to speedrun liver failure. They were the beating hearts of their local communities, a place for socializing, for business and political meetings. The pub was where anyone could go at the end of the day to just let go and be themselves. so long as that wasn't gay or black. The room before you is dimly lit. The floorboards creak as patrons walk beneath the low ceiling, dodging wooden beams, while the warmth from the open hearth enchants the atmosphere with a cozy ambiance. It's within these very walls that centuries of culture have been molded, shaping the fabric of the society around you, including the very slang you're learning about today. You make your way to the bartender as a smile grows on your face, because even with all the trauma you've been through, the spell of the British pub is already starting to work its magic on you. Despite all the stress, all the hostilities, and no mixed stab wounds, you're beginning to believe that, against all odds, things just might turn out alright. Strip me naked, and the magic is gone. What are you talking about? Come on, give us a diddle. What is happening? Just 2 more slang phrases for Jen.
Wait, bro, what? When was this? When was this? The 1800s? Bro, crazy. They had some weird slang, man.
Again, I can't stress this enough, there really wasn't much else to do. Oh, right, to strip you nakeds? You'll do what to me now? Wrong pronoun, wrong pronoun. Strip me nakeds. To go, please? Sure, coming right up. Oh, and be careful now. You're sitting right next to an admiral of the narrow seas. Oh, thank you for your service.
Guess you can say he just shot the cat.
That was slang, wasn't it? For a drunk who vomits into someone's lap, yes. Don't worry, lad. Voice Admiral of the Narrow Seas here to help clean you right up. What's so funny? It's just, I'm happy you're learning. I just feel like I'm being tortured. Oh, yes. But anyway, a Vice Admiral of the Narrow...
Wait. Okay. Vice Admiral... Okay. Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas. A drunken man who pees under the table into his companion's shoes. Why would you ever want to use that? Why would you ever want to use that, bro? Why would, in what situation, what scenario would you have to use this, slang? Bro, at that point, just say, bro, there's a drunk guy that wants to pee in your shoe. I want to write this down, though. Oh, the narrow seas. Bro. Peas. Okay. Crazy, though.
Seas was slang for a drunken man that pees under the table into his companion's shoes, which apparently was a common enough occurrence to warrant a full phrase. Covered in more blood, piss, and puke than a Megan Fox relationship, you await patiently as the bartender brings you your drinks. 2 stirrup cups for you, lad. A phrase for a parting drink given to guests who are taking their leave, typically drank on horseback. So now you have some fun new lingo to use to feel like a little cowboy the next time you're pulled over for a DUI. Say, what's your name anyway? Oh, I'm Eddie. Jackie? No, it's Eddie. Oh, Max? Actually, it's Eddie. What the? You gotta be kidding me. Lightning! Oh, come on! How many words do people have for gin? Quite the comical amount, actually. In fact, one of my primary sources, a classical dictionary of the vulgar tongue by Francis Gross, has over 25 terms for the liquor. I was surprised at first until I realized the lexicon was originally published following a period known as the gin craze in Britain, where, due to some salty pillow fighting going on between England and France, French brandy was restricted, causing cheap gin to skyrocket in popularity amongst London's poor. So intense was this popularity that Parliament passed a whopping 5 major acts just trying to get people to chill with the bottle. I know this might sound rather crazy, but if you want to understand the gin craze today, all you have to do is watch reruns of Ellen. As you grab your stirrup cups to complete your side quest, you hear someone yell, "The launch is starting!" followed by the horrid screams emanating from a girl outside. Surely, you figure, the combination of a launch and woman in fear must mean Elon Musk is nearby. But as you open the door and mentally prepare for a 15-minute monologue of bullshit, you find out that there isn't an upcoming SpaceX launch, but a woman giving birth just outside. While you yet again misinterpreted the situation, luckily you can write this one out just as you would have if it was Elon that you'd come face to face with. Avoid physical contact, say ew that's gross, and advise them to stop having more kids. Rounding the corner with your drinks, you see a one-armed man crouching behind a barrel stand up and start approaching you. Careful now, Eddie. This sneaksby snags having snaffler seeks to snaffle and snabble. And while you're busy laughing at what you assume to be a bit of amusing Dr. Seussian alliteration, a mean-spirited highwayman with large teeth comes up and mugs you before stabbing you to death. What? Are you serious? I don't know, maybe. What do you mean, maybe? Well, it could also mean this is a sneaky horse thief looking to rifle through your things so he can steal a wig for his pet snail. Slang is complicated, man. I still don't know if skibbity is a noun or verb.
Well, look who we have here. I knew even the slugabeds would be drawn to the commotion.
A slugabed was a drone. Now, obviously, he doesn't mean the flying kind we're familiar with today. He means someone who can't wake up in the morning. But ironically, if you think about it, slugabed is exactly what modern drones do too. You talking about the launch going on back there? Good for you, Eddie. Way to use the local lingo.
Yeah, the lass is poisoned, all right.
What? Just another way of saying someone is big with child or pregnant. You could also say she sprained her ankle to say the same thing. But as you've just experienced yourself, using these phrases today would undoubtedly lead to a lot of confusion.